What's up, y'all? It's Shuffle, and today's video is going to be on the Randomizer. This is a challenge I started doing like 2 weeks ago at this point, and the reason I started doing it is because I got through the playthrough that I was working on previously, and I asked the YouTube community if there are any other challenges they thought of that I could do, and I got a bunch of interesting ideas in that thread, and I decided none of them specifically felt like something great to build an entire state off of, like they just weren't defining enough. But a lot of them were interesting ideas, and so I think it might have been Pansy who suggested it, or maybe I thought of it too. I can't remember, but at some point the idea of randomizing the challenges came up, and so to make it more fun and interactive for the stream, which I stream on Twitch, so go watch. But to make it more fun and interactive for that, I came up with a system of wheels that randomize what's going to happen in the game. So if you have not seen this, here is an example. I'll explain how to do all this here in the video, but when I, for example, I should say, when I want to do a challenge, like a modifier to the mission, we call them modifiers, I spin this wheel. I don't know how loud it exactly is, so hopefully it's not that loud. It's got Echo's face. So now the modifier for the next mission is to clear all the rooms in the dungeon. So sometimes you can get out of there with clearing, like 8 out of 10 or something like that. And with that modifier, we have to clear out every single room in the dungeon. And that has bit us in the butt before, but that's the idea. There are a ton of other modifiers on there, but once I spin the modifier, I use a site called Picker Wheel. Let me show it here. And this has the entire roster's worth of people on it. So the max roster goes up to 29, and so my game has 29 slots right now. So if I want to be able to take everyone to a certain mission, then I enable the entire wheel. Sometimes I want to target what I'm doing, like an apprentice mission or a veteran mission or something. But like when you get into mid-game and stuff like that, when people are different difficulty levels, like you have level 3s and level 2s, then you might have to start bringing apprentice units on veteran missions. So it can be a bit tough in that regard, but if I wanted to get rid of the units that I didn't want to use, like, if these guys were champions or something, then I would spin it afterwards. So you can modify this however you want. And if you don't want to use the Streamlabs wheel, then you can use whatever else you want to use. Like, you could use this a second time, like make 2 different profiles or something. And so it says I have to use whoever is number 17. So I would go back to my game here, and I would find who's number 17. So something that's really easy to know is that you have 8 slots, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, so it's 8 per page. So I can just scroll down all the way to here. This is 16. And then whoever's under this, 17, I would use this Houndmaster. So I'd get rid of everyone on the team, and I would use the Houndmaster, and then I'd spin it 3 more times, and I'd make a team off of that. It's pretty fun. It really rewards how well you can team build with suboptimal teams, but also how well you can build a roster so you're not always screwed by not having a healer, but also having too many like support units or too many healers. We have had things like, we were about to have like Musketeer and Arbalest on the same team, and then I got lucky and I didn't have to use them, but those are the ideas that we're working with here. So like I said, you can use Picker Wheel for both of these, but the one I use for, it's bugging out. The one I use for the challenges is my Streamlabs wheel. So if you don't have Streamlabs, there are other ways to get a wheel like this, but Streamlabs made it easy for me. And they have a tutorial on how to do this, so you don't even have to stream to use this. You just download the software and then just use the wheel. You don't have to do anything else. The wheel is under widgets. So if you go to all widgets, you go to the bottom here, there's spin wheel. And like I said, they have a tutorial video on how to use it. I forget where it's at. I know it's online, but so you can use that, and then you learn how to do it. It's very easy. And once you have that set up, you replace all of the categories that it starts with, because it's normally supposed to be a prize wheel, like you win goodies. But we changed it into a challenge wheel. And so these are the ones I'm using right now. I have Citrines, Busts, and Lore. These are probably the worst, well, I shouldn't even say probably. These are the worst items to pick up in a dungeon, just because of their value compared to everything else that you can pick up. So that's a challenge. I can't pick up any gold, I can't pick up other gems, although I do pick up trinkets. So that I've had secret rooms, when I have this on, it's happened like 3 times, I think, so that means I can't pick up the secret room, which is very annoying. There's no healing, which hasn't come up too often. No stress healing. Invert team. So what happens here is I build a team with the wheel, and then I put them in the spots I want, and then I just flip the entire team. And either I have to learn how to use the team in a backwards order, or I have to spend turns fixing them. So that adds some more challenge to the fights. These are all kind of like arbitrary, but like incrementally they do increase what's happening, so that's pretty fun. No shovels, we can't buy or use shovels in the dungeon. No torches, this doesn't mean torchless. This was torchless before, but it was very difficult compared to everything else, so we changed it to no torches. But even then, you still run out of torches very quickly. So you have to either bring characters that can use light skills, or get comfortable doing a torchless run. Clear all rooms, I think we had that in the example. 1 underleveled hero. This gets harder to do at champion, I imagine, when everyone's like 5 and 6, but as it is right now, if I have this pop up, if I'm going to a veteran mission, I'll take like a level 2 for that mission. That's what the team in the start of the video was. Remove restrictions. If we get this, it clears everything else off. I wanted to consider this to be like, there are no restrictions for the entire run, but chat, I have a point redeem for chat on Twitch, where if you spend 5,000 points, you can spin the wheel again. So if I get this, people like to throw points immediately to make me spin it, so this doesn't matter. And that's cool, you know. It was pretty bad on Friday. I think I'm going to make a video about that one. But so there's that. Touch every curio. You don't have to do it favorably or unfavorably. So like if there's a Shambler altar, you don't have to pop Shambler. You can just, you know, touch it. You just have to interact with everything. And this can be dangerous in some zones. Like the Warrens, there are some things you just can't win in the Warrens, like the big bone pillar. I think you can win something from that, but it's not usually common. Then we have use Gestal, that's Jester and Vestal together. I don't like that team composition. I don't like those two together. And it's nice to have some things that are helpful on the wheel too, just to change it up. 3 moves per hero. So I have to clear the entire dungeon where every hero has 3 moves. Chat bans a move per hero, so I'll pick an entire... I'll get the whole team, I'll pick the whole loadout, and then chat bans what I'm going to use. Like 1 move on each character, and then I pick something else to compensate. And that's pretty interesting, because chat, when that happens, they start talking to each other and trying to figure out what the best things to ban are. And sometimes they get it right, sometimes they don't. So it's fun to watch, because I don't say anything when they're voting. And like for instance, they'll try and ban like Battle Ballad on Jester, and I had Man-at-Arms on the same team. And so when they banned Battle Ballad, I was thinking to myself like, okay, well, I'll just use Bellow. And then they understood that, so they banned Bellow right after that. So that was really good. Skip Hamlet. This is if I have to use the same team that I just used. I can't level their gear. I can't swap them out. I can't change their trinkets. I just have to go and do another mission. And that can be dangerous, because if you get a really bad set of modifiers before that, then when you go into the new dungeon, like you can have someone at 80 stress or afflicted, and that's really bad. So that one's pretty fun. And then we have no stuns, and then no buffs, debuffs. This one hasn't come up yet, I think. That would be interesting. But those are the things that I use. We've added to the list, we've taken from the list as time has gone on. But is there anything else I can cover right now? When you use the team choice wheel, you can, you know, hide the one you just got so you can't get doubles. And let me go back to game here. Let's see, what else do we need to talk about? Yeah, so the reasons I do the randomizer are, like I said, we needed new challenges for the runs, for the missions and stuff, and I wanted to learn new teams. This has forced me to really learn how to use different characters, or use characters outside of my comfort zone. So like one of them was, I think we got double Jester for a team, and so I had to really make a team work with Solo and Dirkstab. That was pretty fun. And what else is there? See how well I can play with disadvantages, because there are a lot of disadvantages here, and being able to play around those is pretty cool, and it's a bit frustrating at times. And then the last thing is, it's fun for the viewers, and that's something I really like. So it's something they get to interact with, something they get to have fun dealing with. They get to see my misery, and that's cool. But it's nothing but love, I understand. And the only thing that would make this challenge complete, I think, because Darkest Dungeon's already a pretty random game, and there's only so much you can do outside of it to do something like this, so we're just doing randomness on top of randomness. And I was talking to Pepper about getting a mod that makes it so enemies aren't region locked. So that means that we can fight cove enemies in the ruins, for example, and I think that's like the last step that this needs to be as random as possible. So this is something, I don't know if this will be, more widespread in the community at some point, but this has been really fun to do. I've been enjoying it. And I got to veteran, and honestly, once I got to veteran, it got very difficult. It has been so much harder since we started doing veteran missions. It took me like 5 tries to beat the Baron, for example, because I had to wait till I got a good team. Even then, I had one good team, I failed the first time, I had another good team, and then I won. So that was pretty cool. But like I said, I hope the community picks up something like this and maybe adopts it or adapts it to how they want to, to fit their needs. But like I said, if we can get a mod that takes the region lock off of enemies, then I think this will be complete. And it might be a pretty fun challenge if you've played a lot of Darkest Dungeon like I have, and you've done different challenge runs in the past, or you're just kind of bored with what you're doing, and you don't have to do an entire state dedicated to this. You just, roll a team wheel every now and then just to pick something new. So that's the Randomizer challenge. I've been doing it on Twitch for, like I said, 2 weeks. So if you want to come watch it, the link to Twitch is down there in the description box for my channel. It's also on my channel header and stuff, so you'll find it eventually. And I guess if you want to type it out, it's twitch.tv/shufflefm. But that's it for this video. A short and sweet one. I get to explain it. And, if there are any other good ideas to put on the wheel, then I guess let me know. We'll, add to it. And let me know if you try this yourself and tell me what you think of it. So we're going to end the video here. And as always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.